by using two routers. So I will take here one router here, one router here. I need to take some switch, so I will take one switch here, one switch here, and I can take some end devices. I can connect here 3 end device, here also 3 end device I can connect, and then I can do some configuration. So here I will connect, and here we can say this is the internet. We can say later we will do the NAT pad, but now we can consider this is a internet. And here what I can do, I can connect from here to here, and here we will say this is the internet like this. Same IP I am putting both the side, so we will get this from both the ISP. And this interface I will configure like I can use 10.1.1.1/8, and here we will configure 10. Same subnet IP we need to assign here /2, and virtual IP whatever we are planning to use, that one we will put that here. So here this is the our plan, whatever the IP we are going to use. So we can say this is R1, this is R2, and this is the ISP1 you have here, ISP1, and here you have the ISP2. Here is the ISP1, here is the ISP2, and this is the virtual IP, and this is the computer. So we can put the computer in the same range. We use 10.1.3, so I can put 4 here. So this IP I can assign to this computer here. And gateway, we should not put the interface IP, the logical IP which we are using, we need to put that one. So that is virtual IP. I will put this is a virtual IP. I will put this one as a gateway. And here I can put 1.5, and I will assign to this machine here. And this is a 1.3, the default gateway. So this one, if I put, all the traffic will go with this one. If I put this IP as a virtual the gateway, all the traffic will go with this router. So I will put this one. So let me put here the IP 10.6, and here I will go, I will configure here. Gateway will be 10.1.1.3. Same thing here, we can have the 10.10.7. I will put this IP, and here I will configure this one. 3 is a gateway. And here we can do 8, and we can go here, we can do here 3. This will be 9, and we can put this one here, and here will be 3. Okay, clear. So now we need to do the configuration. Configuration is very simple. I can write here like HSRP Lab, HSRP Lab. So here I am doing the R1, enable config T host name R1, then interface F0/0. I will write here IP address 10.1.1.1, give space 255.255.0.0.0. I am using class A IP. So in class A you have only one time 255. Then we will create one loopback interface here, and we will assign that IP, and we will say that is the internet, this one. So this one I done here. So this is the actual configuration here, and now HSRP configuration. So whenever you are doing the HSRP configuration, you will do under the interface. So you will write here interface F0/0, and then you will write IP, or you can write standby, and you need to put the number I am using the group 1, then IP and the virtual IP, whatever we have, we need to put that one. That's all. This is a configuration. So let me show you. First of all, I will put this IP address in the R1 and we can do that one. And here if I do, I will paste here. So everything is good. Now we can do the HSRP configuration. So you need to remember HSRP is a LAN technology. You need to do here LAN side. So if you are doing that one, you will write standby. If you press question mark, you have here, you can configure the HSRP. Then you can put the group. So I am using the group 1. So I will write here group 1 and then put the question mark, and you can assign the IP, whatever the virtual IP we are planning to use. So this is the virtual IP. That's all. This is the HSRP 1 command we put here. And I can save the configuration. And we can do the R2 configuration. So I will go here. We can copy the same thing and I will paste here. And here we can do 2 and here we can do 2. And this IP we give here 2. And this will remain same and this will remain same. So this is the router 2 configuration. So just I will copy paste first this. I will put here no, and then we will paste the configuration here. And after that we can put this one also here. So I put here, and also if you want to make this router as an active router, all the traffic should go with this router, then you need to increase the priority. So if you want to increase the priority, same under the interface, you can write standby group whatever you use and press question mark. You have here priority, you can increase the priority. Example, I put priority 200, or by default you have 100, so I will write 110. And if you want to enable the preempt command so they can compare the priority, we can do that one. So I enable the preempt command also. So these two things I done here. So I will put here in the notepad. Here I increase the priority and then I enable the preempt command. So when we enable the preempt command, automatically they will check, compare the priority, and this router will become the active. So now if you see, now this router before it is a standby and after that it become active. And if you want to check, you can write show standby brief. When you write this command show standby brief to check the output, you can see this is the interface we are using, this one, and we are using the group 1, and this our device is having the priority 110 because we configure here 110, and our device is active currently. And local, we are here, local means which device we are logging, that is active now. And standby device IP is this one, 1.1.1 we configure, and virtual IP whatever we configure as a gateway to all machine, that is this virtual IP. And if you go here and check the same command, first here he becomes standby, then he become active, after that again he becomes standby. And if you write here show standby brief, you will see here you have here, this is the interface participating here, and this is the group we are using, and here this is a priority. So priority is 100 by default, and the state of this device is standby, and active, who is active, this device who have this IP 10.1.1.2, that device is active, and local device where we log in, that is standby now, and this is the virtual IP. After that, if you see here, you can click here the computer and try to ping this internet, example 1.1.1. So I will write here ping -t and then I will write 1.1.1. So it is working perfectly. Now the traffic is going from this way. If you see how the traffic is flowing this way, like this traffic is going. So imagine if this interface go down, how the traffic will move, we need to check. Because we use the virtual, what we use the HSRP. So when we use the HSRP, if this interface having any issue, hello messages will not go here. So automatically this guy will become the active, and when he become the active, this virtual IP will go here and all the traffic should go from this router. So we need to verify that one. So what I can do here, I can go to this router and I can make that interface down here, or I can reload the router. So anyhow, I will make this interface down here. I make this interface down. If you see, this link is down. So hello messages between this router will not go, and you can see here hello messages from here, it will not go hello messages, and some packets will drop here because the virtual IP will shift from here to here. After that it will start working, and you can see here it started, only 3 packets drop here. After that the traffic is started going from here. So this one we can say HSRP. And just now what we done, that we make this interface down, so our traffic will shift from the ISP2 to ISP1. This one is known as failover testing. We are doing the failover testing in the real world in the company where we have the 2 ISP connection. Every 6 months or every year we will do, depending upon the company where we are working. Some company do this in 6 months, some company do in 1 year. So we are calling this is the failover testing. So we will do the failover testing this way. We will make one interface or down, and then we will check automatically our traffic is shifting from one ISP to another ISP or not. And I change here again, I write here no shut. So this router before he become active, now he will become standby again. Before this router was active. Okay, and if you write here show standby brief, this router, local router is active, and now I make this interface is up. So STP is working here. After that it will start and all the traffic will switch here, and this router will become the standby. So if you see, this router is active before, and now traffic is shifting. Traffic is moving from second ISP to first ISP, and this router, if you see, again he become the standby. Actually this R1 is standby only, but when R2 interface go down, R1 become active, and all the traffic is going from the R1, from the ISP1. After that, when this interface came up, you can see here traffic shifted back from the ISP1 to ISP2, and you have some packets drop. After that it is started working perfectly. So traffic jump back, and this router, the R2 become the standby here. If you see, who is standby? R2 is standby now. Who is active? The second router is active, this one, and all the traffic is going from the ISP2. So this is the what we can say HSRP. If we did not configure HSRP, we don't have the redundancy. We configure the HSRP for redundancy purpose. So when we take the 2 ISP connection, we should have the 2 gateway, and when you have the 2 gateway, which IP you can configure as a gateway, this one or this one, that is a problem. So we will not configure this one or that one. We will use one virtual IP, we will configure that one, and virtual IP will be here. We will configure HSRP, so when which router is active, automatically this virtual IP will go there, and when this router go down, automatically virtual IP will move to this router, and our traffic will go to internet via ISP1. If ISP1 is having any issue, it will move to ISP2 automatically, like we done just now.